I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Loring. Here. Mr. Schulte. Here. Mr. Vandy Hook. Here. Mr. DeBoer. Here. Mr. Helmers is here. Consider the approval of the July 14, 2026 agenda.
Changes?
I don't have any.
Motion on the agenda.
Motion for Mr. Loring. Second. Second for Mr. DeBoer. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. June 23rd, 2026 minutes.
This is a letter that Angela is Gloria and
You don't. Tomorrow she's in. Make motion on the minutes.
I have a motion.
Thank you.
To approve those minutes.
Support.
Support from Mr. Vandy Hook. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Consider approval of pay increase for Kylie Ferrero as dispatch jailer.
She's going to, I'm sorry, excuse me, $51,551.
Make a motion for that approval.
Motion for Mr. Vandy Hook. Pay increase for Kylie Ferrero. Support for Mr. Warren. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Appointment for Maya Storm as dispatch jailer. Did I say that right?
Yeah, she's a new employee at the sheriff's office and she'll be going to, are making $47,463.
She's a full-time.
Yes, full time, right, Kevin?
Yes. Motion.
Motion from Mr. Schulte, that's for the appointment of Maya Storm. Do I have a second?
Support.
Support from Mr. Randall. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Salary appointments.
So this is a sheet here, on the yellow, these are the appointments that we didn't receive in time for the last board meeting.
Okay.
So we're just updating them, or what was we received.
Make a motion on the salary appointments.
Motion for Mr. Warren.
Support it.
Support from Mr. DeBoer. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Premier Network Solutions Incorporated.
This is just our yearly contract. Last year it was $32,400, and that we paid. This year it's $38,400, and one of the reasons they went up a little bit, and then we also, after that IT assessment, we included NIC conservation in that as well. So that's why. Well, NIC's, okay, conservation, excuse me, department is included in this contract as well.
How many accounts did that add?
Four, right? Four, yeah. And I think that was extra $200 a month, they told me.
I'd take a motion to approve that if you guys wish to do so.
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Schulte for Premier Network Solutions. Do I have support? Support from Mr. Warner. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Nighthawk.
This is an actuary report that we have to do in GASB 75 that we have to do for the auditors. And then they do our actuary on the 509 plan, so their fees haven't changed.
Motion for approval.
Motion from Mr. Vanderbilt for approval of Nighthawk.
Support.
Support from Mr. Schulte. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor of Nighthawk signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. I think it is 8:50. We will have department heads. Rochelle, do you want to start today?
Sure. We were busy last week. Dave Nobles finally got the audit finalized and you have a copy of it. We're working on taxes, getting those up and about, and just our normal work, payroll and claims, and it's kind of quiet right now until August. The finally deadline starts for election.
Okay, Bart.
Last month I was working with Sandy, kind of getting the ideas of shelter locations and re-upping the MOUs with them. So kind of looking at what we needed in them. Definitely looking at generators, make sure the generators, sturdy building, kitchenette of some kind, bathrooms. So I'm gonna work with each town and each area and try to set that up. I did, get a grant. There was a grant with Service Area 3 in the hospital. I went for AEDs. So we have 4 AEDs funded at 60%. You may take the other 40% of that. So we're gonna put those hopefully in those locations. And then first aid kits. So hopefully looking at, I applied for 2 other grants. Did not get those for first aid kits, but hopefully get them in those locations. Yeah, the morning of June 30 was kind of a surprise to us, I guess. We knew severe weather was coming, but I guess all the way from the O'Brien County line by Sheldon through Melvin up to Harris was some structure damage and tree damage. So looking at that on that morning, and then coordinating with the Harris mayor, just as resources in town there. I requested from the state to have the DOT come in and help clean that up, so, the following Tuesday, everybody seemed to have their branches to the curb. The Iowa DOT came in and cleaned it all up, brought it to the tree dump, and got it burnt up right away, so, worked really well, and, the rural community seemed like they were cleaning up on their own. My damage assessment was pretty much done on June 30th already, so, like I said, it worked out, cleaning up worked out well, thanks. Yeah, those will be at fair this week and trying to get the word out of preparedness and emergency.
Disaster, from the state.
Yeah, disaster proclamation was
Yep.
signed, the Monday after, so, yeah, the 6th. Yeah, we should sign that. So that activates state assets, also state IA, if anybody's houses were damaged, they can, apply for that, meeting the requirements, from the states. So it was, we were included in, they waited for the severe weather week, and pretty much the whole week was projected to be pretty severe weather. Even down by Ames and Des Moines, they had 10 inches of water, so there was some flooding, so they were included, Polk County, and then we're included in Brock too. Yeah, Lake Park got hit too, but Dickinson County didn't meet the threshold for dollar amount, so ours is pretty low of our population, so it was pretty easy to get that turned on.
Okay, thank you. Nick?
The storm's a great time, right before the 4th of July, like the busiest
busiest park weekend of the year. It was great. But other than that, we've been mowing parks, fighting our annual war on thistles, and it, like to think we're winning, but I don't know if I am. Campgrounds have been really busy, especially the one at Willow Creek. We've been working with DGR for a master plan for the Linens Pit gravel pit, so we kind of have an idea what we want that to look like as the secondary roads winds up their gravel mining operations in the next probably 10 years or so. Andre's not here, so the Hawkeye Point pancake feed was last Saturday, and we had pretty good turnout, I would say. Well, it was a really good turnout for how hot it was, and we certainly flipped a lot of pancakes, so it seemed like everybody really enjoyed that. We are working on a date for outdoor adventure night. We're kind of torn between a couple right now. Need some guidance from my board tonight for some additional volunteers. And as we talked about before, we did have a park, the Ochean Pits got pretty tore up in that storm on July 30th. We have been working, trying to get that all cleaned up. We have it cleaned up to the point where it's open again, but there's still 2 great big cottonwood trees that we have to cut up and get all out of there, so.
Okay. Kevin?
As you're aware now that July 1st, we hired Maya Storm. She's our newest full-time dispatcher jailer. And she comes from the Georgia area, so right now she's just doing her training and trying to get her sent off to a couple of schools and hopefully get her working on her own.
Reggie?
Just normal maintenance and, mowing and lawn care and, the generator, the old generator, I'm just wondering, what, are we gonna put it up for open bids? Or, then there's a couple overhead door units that was from their department up, it's in the shed, I don't know if we can, sell them 2 units too, or put them in a, I'm not sure how we're open bid or whatever, so I don't know if it's worth anything or not. But the generator has been, as far as for the overhead door openers. It'd be a guess by gallery if somebody's interested in that, I imagine. You will sum it up.
Okay. Keith?
Thank you. So the I-15 bridge, the Poet Bridge, all piers and abutments are constructed, so they're working on that with false work to be able to pour the deck for that project. The Ochean project that we were assisting the city of Ochean on, that paving is complete, so now they'll be working on adjacent sidewalk tie-ins for that. Zoning, we do have a update, a minor plat to re-subdivide parcel Enterprise Park is moving, and they haven't made formal application, but we've been in discussions with them on that. Equipment wise, we have a new rubber tire roller was delivered this week. That is in this current fiscal year as part of equipment for this year's budget. On buildings, the South Yard, here in the city property transfer, that was last night at the city council meeting. Unfortunately, because of the holiday, they didn't get their public notice in time with deadlines for newspapers and things like that, so you're gonna have to wait now another 2 weeks for that to take formal action. Other things, we're also interviewing candidates for our vacancy, and then finally, we're working on the update to, based on the speed zone change, statewide. We have been reviewing, passing zones and working to update signage. Some of the signage is on back order. So far, most of the passing zones are adequate, so that is trending well.
Okay. Sharon?
We just have our daily deeds, homesteads, family farm applications. We're actually in a holding pattern waiting on solutions programming updates so we can implement new law changes and close out our current year and move on to our next fiscal year. So summer's our slow time, so it works out fine, getting in some vacations and some doctor visits and things like that. So, yeah, we're good.
Okay, anybody else got anything?
Already aware of ISAC's webinar concerning the property tax next Wednesday.
Is that?
Maybe something more
Yeah,
set
August
in.
I am signed up for it, but I
I'm
don't know if
supposed to
I'm,
go to a conference this week,
oh,
and they were gonna talk about all exemptions on Thursday, but that sidetracked, so. But yeah, we'll be talking about those things on and off through a lot of different avenues.
yeah, I am signed up. That trial starts, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, nobody else got anything else? Who provided?
Mike did.
Mike?
His tag team, she bought it. He doesn't have anything else going on.
He paid for him, how's that?
They're forgetting them too?
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys all for coming, appreciate it. Just, Nick, hang on just a second.
You gotta go down to the principal's office.
I'll do it next time.
Okay.
Yes, we are. I can come and grab you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. But no, I did, I called.
I'll bring your picture, be right. What's that?
Did you bring your picture they gave you?
Okay.
No.
All right, keeping that home.
I got it displayed I got it displayed where my wife put it where she wanted it, sir.
Do you need more coffee? Do you need more coffee? Sure. Okay, just gotta let me know. Do you need more coffee?
I'm good.
I used to be a waitress back in the day, you know, so I still remember how to do that stuff.
But you didn't wait till I had my mouth full.
Yeah, that's true.
Both of them are, yeah, valid.
Back in the day.
It's so nice to go back to that.
Well, life was a lot simpler back then. Didn't make crap, it was a lot simpler.
All right, it's 9:00, we will talk about the jail model, remodel progress. John, you're up.
Okay. Right now, just give you an update, I would say everything's in, correctional areas, probably 99% painted in that particular area. Ductwork and fire dampers are all wired up. The units are actually operational at this time. So, they're running. And, vehicle side ports painted, connecting cord is painted. And, we're starting Monday, they'll start putting the security glazing in, start putting the hardware in. And then on the 20th, they're gonna be, accurate controls will be, gonna start installing all the security electronic devices. August 17th, the jail will be locked up for 2 weeks there, for epoxy flooring, both in that, in the correctional area and in the areas of the existing building that get epoxy flooring put on them. So everything seems to be coming along. I've been keeping the schedule updated. Just keep tracking where we're at. So we're still set, you know, for completion of the project in the end of November on the building. We're looking towards October 9th, the week of October 19th. So, I've been in touch with the jail inspector. Corey's working on the detention, or the new furniture for the E911 dispatch. And, Mainstay will be in and start their wiring for computers, servers and all of that, phone data systems in the existing jail, getting that wiring put in place. Any questions in regards to where we are? The jail is mainly locked up too, so, we have the area secured also, so. Any questions on that portion of it? Having none, I know Reggie talked about the emergency generator. The existing emergency generator is disconnected. We are on, full power on the new emergency generator. So if you wanna put that out for public auction, if we need the information, we can get, information put together, get it over to Rochelle here, and if you're interested in putting that out for public bid, that include the emergency generator and the transfer switch that's in the IT room.
What is something like that worth? Any ideas?
I called some places and there are people that are interested in it. It's a good unit and, still functional for a smaller facility. I didn't know if you guys had another secondary roads or anything, had any place that you wanted to use that?
That was my next question. Is there someplace we can utilize it?
Reggie was wondering like the courthouse. I don't know how much.
I don't know how, usually I guess the generators will fire up in town, but if we did lose complete power, it would run the AC or the heat and the AC in the winter. But that was just, I don't know, farm boy notion instead of a.
Well, I just thought if it's gonna bring hardly nothing, then, if it's worth a lot, I don't know, do you have any ideas? Is it worth 5,000? Is it worth 10,000? Is it worth 1,000?
I bet you're in that range right here,
Alright,
5 to 10.
Yeah.
okay,
Isn't that place in Sanborn, like rehab generators and stuff?
yeah.
Jay and Sanborn there, probably give you a better.
Yeah.
He usually uses like old cell phone tower, he refurbishes them and sells them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least if you're gonna publicly bid it, at least let him know it's happening in case he doesn't see it in paper.
Well, it's not something that has to happen immediately, but, time gets away from you,
Yeah.
so, kick it around, determine what you wanna do with it, and, then we can get the information put together if you intending, public auction, you never know what you're gonna end up with. You
Yeah.
could end up with $1,000 and then you almost, could get that for scrap on the dang thing, but, I didn't know if it could be used anyplace else, benefit county fairgrounds or anything else or wherever. So, it's something I just put in the bug in here to start talking about. The other thing that we gotta start considering, cause we're coming up on fall, is Keith, you said you were gonna get something put together as far as a plan for when Jeff comes down for the parking over there and such. I guess the question is, are we gonna concrete it, or are you gonna try to leave it rock, or what are you gonna do? So I think we need a plan put together, so we can establish final grading with contractors for you. you're not gonna line it up as high, you're gonna go back to the concrete. So,
Any thoughts, questions, comments?
I'd be worried about settling if we concrete it right away, I guess I'd wanna see a year.
well, it's supposed to be protected, but, yeah. I'm afraid that, you know, if you have rock, you're still gonna have traffic coming across there, in my opinion. And we didn't want rock out here because, people and walkers or disabled people possibly getting injured on it. So, I guess you trade off settlement, a little bit of settlement for, having concrete down. But, we're scheduled, contractors are scheduled to get that out of the, you know, start taking that down. Oh, I would hope that we could get it down sometime in October. I mean, if we don't have many people held in jail and stuff, we can use the existing holding cells. If we only have a couple in there at that time. I mean, we could use the holding cells to hold so that we don't have to ship inmates out. And get that thing down and get it backfilled before we get into the weather.
So tearing down the house is included in the budget, right? But just not spending it, or am I not correct on that?
Not spending it.
Well, spent, is the jail, tearing down the old house, is that included in
It's in the contract.
the contract?
Yeah,
The cement is too, or is that, that's additional, correct?
yeah, the site work, you know, they would get it up to grade.
Okay,
And, I mean, but concrete would not be included. If
Okay.
we're gonna put an extra drive going out that way, which
Yep.
I would strongly suggest, cause people backing up against the building, the courthouse building, has always been kind of an issue. And, so I guess some design or something that you plan on would be nice to know over there, cause when you get the equipment there, they can cut it down to where you would like it, you know, to finish it off. Whether you rock it now or pave it or whatever you decide to do.
Eventually it needs to be paved, I just wasn't sure if that was wise as a first step, but I guess I'd like to see a plan and estimated cost for rocking it and paving it in the future, or what it might cost to pave
Yeah,
it now.
Keith would get us a plan if,
We can create a simple plan. I don't know that you wanna make it as a change order to this contract,
No,
or if you wanna.
No, I'd
separate
like
to a
to-
more local contractor.
I was thinking a couple of local contractors that are doing it here, would be less expensive and do a better job in keeping it local, you know, within the taxpayers of the community. I think it's a good idea. I wasn't suggesting it as a contract, but I'm just saying, we need to have a plan together sooner rather than later. So that if we want to go out and get some bids from the local contractors, that we can do that. And then get them on the schedule, because otherwise it will get away from us and you won't get it in for a year.
I would personally go concrete right away as to rock it, cause you're gonna have to pay for the rock, put it down and turn around and tear it back out again.
Yeah, cause it'll be dirty again and it'll be pushed out in the center of the
Yeah.
street when you plow this.
I understand your thoughts, Jason, but I just think
Yeah,
the way people pack things and stuff, I don't think we need to.
just.
Well, we can get a plan together or something and see once and.
Okay. And, there's some question regarding overhead doors, down there, the overhead doors coming off, the cables coming off.
Yeah, there was.
We're gonna go down and straighten it out. I don't think it's damaged, I think the track is out of whack and so it just needs adjusting and stuff like that.
And the sally port, or what overhead doors are we talking?
down there at the
So the storage
storage.
shed, where they won't
Search the third door by the walk-in door.
Yeah,
Is the doors damaged or is,
Some of the panels are tweaked, and I don't know if that's what caused it to do what it's doing. I put the cables on 3 different times, and yeah, and I hit the opener on the 4th time and it dropped again, or unwound, so. And then, I had, James Hendricks come down and help me adjust some things, but it's out of whack, and he suggested 3 panels just to even it out, but whatever, whoever can get it to work. Basically, I shut the opener off, because when you hit the opener, it would start going down and it would hang up and unwind the cables and yeah.
and whose cost will that be, John?
I don't think it's from damage, it's just the track has been out of adjustment over there.
So if
It's not, it hasn't been hit or anything like that down there. It's only been pallet jacks in there, so.
well, our maintenance guys, from his looks, is he thinks they've been
It
damaged.
appears to me that the door's been dropped a couple of times, you know, that they pulled the lever and let it drop. But, it doesn't appear the panels are damaged, we can go down and take a look at it, but,
I'd like to see you guys put new door in, to be honest with you.
somebody
Somebody,
will I have to do that?
well, somebody
I'm
needs,
not a general contractor.
somebody needs to pay for it, is what I'm saying, it needs to be fixed like it was, they're only, what, a year old?
2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know why it's tweaked,
But that far west garage door, that was unraveling the first couple of times we used it after it was installed, so. I'm not sure why they're unraveling like that, but that way west garage door has done it how many times?
Well,
Couple,
yeah,
three.
that's been a couple of
Somebody,
days
right.
there.
and when it comes unraveled, it hits, but the top panel appears to be a little bit, you know, where it came down, but there's no reason that it's doing that. It's not anything the contractor can do, so I can't pin it on any one contractor or something. And Kevin's been down there all the time, if it's a door opener situation, I don't know how I get a contractor to replace it, you know. But, needs repaired, that's for sure.
Who put the doors in?
Steve,
Dole, I put the doors in, talk to him and.
Well, Kevin and I were gonna go down and see if we can see what's going on with it, if we can adjust it for you. But otherwise, Dole is
Oh, yeah.
TH,
Oh.
these.
TH. See what I can do, Jerry.
alright, there was one other thing, I've had another call on besides, and I know it's minor, but it doesn't, it's still a point somebody keeps bringing up to me. This iron that was given away, the steel, old scrap iron,
Mhm.
I don't know where it went, who got it, but was it county property?
No, it was, concrete contractor's property,
Why was it contractor's property?
cause he bought it.
Yeah, but we paid for it.
No, we didn't. They ordered that stuff by your concrete companies don't buy steel just for that particular job, they buy bundles of steel now, and so that was what was left over, and they didn't wanna take it back to their shop. So they just gave it away, so it wasn't ours to deal with.
What was this from or what?
It was just rebar, leftover rebar.
There was an argument about who got it, and somebody gave it to the city, and then the contractor was mad, and he gave it to one of his employees, and
Mhm.
there was a big battle over it, and,
I was just trying to get cleaned up and I gave it, and, Kevin said that, you know, the city could have it, and, but not where the contractor had already promised to one of their employees, so.
I just felt that if it was our property, I don't care if it's $10, it should be ours, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to bring that up again, I've been called couple times on that and.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, I shouldn't even, you know, Kevin was in the hospital that day, so I was on site. And I talked to him and so, and the city was just gonna scrap the stuff anyways, but, they left some of it there and then tried to split it with the city and the city didn't want it after the fact, so contractor ended up with a lot of straight bars, so they're here picking up, all their barricades and stuff like that. I said, well, if you want, you can just have some of that, you know, steel, so.
Well, it's too late now, but
I know,
I had to bring it up again because I've been contacted again about it, so. If it was county property, it's county property, but whatever, maybe it wasn't, so,
yeah,
anyway.
the contractor didn't want, our understanding was contractor didn't want it anymore. And they weren't gonna spend the time to haul it back to their shop, so they just gave, they said they didn't want it, so. When they didn't want it, we didn't know that they'd given it to somebody, we're trying to get the street cleaned up, you know. It's been a hazard for way too long out there, so.
All right, any more discussion on anything? I mean, I guess we need to go back to consider approval of July 1st pay application.
Okay, first of all, I got a couple of change orders, but we already approved them previously. But I didn't write change orders up at the time. The one was for the HVAC modifications and replacement, for the voluntary alternate that was provided to replace the HVAC system in an existing building. It came up instead of, $25,265 to $21,265. So, I just need to get that signed, I don't know if we need to go over it again or approve it again or what.
I guess if we already approved it, I don't see
Yeah.
any reason why
So
we
I
have to
just
do it
need
again.
Jerry signed a couple
Okay.
of copies here for that.
If it's like you say, if it's been approved, we don't need to.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
need to do
yeah,
it again,
I-
you just have to sign it, I guess.
If you, I need you to sign the second page of these three and then one's for Rochelle. And then I had the change order that we approved for the additional electric for the HVAC modifications and replacement in the building also. So if you just sign 3 of these, that will take care of that. Pass them down, Jerry, please.
I guess while I do that, you guys wanna consider the approval of,
Okay, I have a separate invoice while you're signing that, Jerry, I just go over this separate invoice. We approved, kitchen equipment for just food service equipment to provide kitchen equipment for the facility. In the amount of $31,339.78. They have an invoice for the deposit, so they can get the manufacturer shipping it, 50% for $15,669.78. This would be coming out of the Sheriff's Room and Board Fund.
What's that?
We'll talk about that later when that comes out of.
Yeah, so,
I had to do a handwritten on that though, if I didn't have it in this claim, so, okay.
keep it there.
Okay.
The pay application for July 1st. For construction phase under the architect, we have $5,124. Under Midwest Construction, we have $4,250 for project management fee. on-site allowance of $9,950, and reimbursables of $907.27, for a total of $15,107.27. General construction, Steffes Companies, had an invoice for $112,429.81. Secure, NOAA detention equipment had, invoice, there's two invoices for a total of $162,511.75. Plumbing for Redlinger Brothers, 17,000, $25,769.70. HVAC for CW Suiters, $17,848.13. I did include the change order under this, so it's shown in the project cost recap. Electrical to Winger at $66,500, and I have that change order included in this, that was previously approved. Job toilet, $280. And for dumpster fees, I had $558.25, for a total of $406,128.91. I had interest earnings for the month of June for $2,682.11. So it'd be our recommendation that we go ahead and approve the July 1st, 2026 pay application. Are there any questions?
Anybody got any questions or comments?
We have not yet put the 800,000 in for this year, that's correct, okay.
No, I have after I pay this up, we have about $500,000 left in that bonds that we borrowed,
Okay,
and the rest is coming out of general.
okay.
I'm a little nervous.
There's no wage increase for the next one.
Michelle's just gonna bring her checkbook out.
Yeah, no, Michelle's not. I don't have that kind of money.
I'll give you my salary.
With no more questions or comments, I will take a motion to consider approval of July 1st pay application.
Make a motion to pay that.
Motion for Mr. Schulte for the July 1st pay application.
Support that.
Support from Mr. Vanderhoof. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Review and consider approval proposal for lot between the buildings.
Oh, yeah. Clausen's provided a proposal to place the larger rock in between the buildings. Included cutting down a little bit next to the courthouse, so we get rock up next to the courthouse also. He said that, he could complete that for $6,000. So I guess the question is, do we wanna proceed with that, or?
Keith, what are your thoughts?
Wish Reggie had stayed up here as well, but I mean, we brought it up because we thought that it'd be easier to maintain and having grass there. Now, that being said, there is more sunlight between the buildings than I first thought when we were standing out there with John, so it could be grass. I just don't know how easy it'd be to establish all that.
What do you guys' thoughts?
Try grass, see if it works or eliminate it.
Rochelle's nervous about spending.
Currently, there's nothing in the budget anywhere, right, that the establishment of grass is outside the contract.
Yeah, we plant grass, we'd have to get some plant grass, Joe.
There's no savings to be incurred, deduct, and go wrong.
What do you guys
I
gonna
just think
do?
you're gonna get a lot of snow piled to the north end of it. I have a hard time believing grass the whole way would be good. I did have someone ask me about going after the, high impact grant through the foundation to do landscaping and kind of beautification around the facility when it was done. That would require some sort of lead organization taking that on and having a plan and waiting on approval. The cycle starts next month and ends the 1st of September, I think, so. I don't know if we wanna wait that long or not, but I just thought that was potential to explore.
You're not gonna really wanna plant grass till second, third week in August, beginning of September anyways, if you go grass, but,
Whatever you guys think.
How long would this $6,000 price be good for?
well, he was on vacation, so he did his favorite, called it in, so I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I mean, I gotta be good for a couple of weeks or so.
Were you guys gonna do that, or who was gonna do it?
Pete Clausen. It's gonna take a bobcat and then you're gonna wanna cut down next to the building to the extent you can. You probably wouldn't be able to get them with, 2 condensing units, but you're gonna want, rock up against the building. You can't, if you put rock in here, you gotta have it all rock, in my opinion. Cause you can't get a weed, well, you could get a weed whacker or whatever you wanted up there, I guess, but,
What do you guys think?
I'm leaning toward rock, but
I'm trying to save money. What do you think? That doesn't make anything. What, you looked at it, what do you think?
Rock and be done with it.
yeah, that'd be fine.
I have no luck in growing grass, so.
Do we need a motion for that, or what do you guys wanna do?
Would we need a motion?
Probably need a motion for that. don't we?
$6,000,
I would think that you probably would too.
Is that a confirmed though quote, or are we still,
Yes, I would like to get a little bit lower, so. If you approve it, I'd make a motion not to exceed 6,000.
Who did the landscaping on Hawkeye? Taylor?
Haven't got that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be any cheaper, I just.
I mean, eventually it would be nice to do some landscaping around the courthouse to get the water away from, we had that issue downstairs, so if we can work on that grant, do some, I don't know. Or,
Oh, the storm there, that ought to help, because you're not dumping all the gutter water down there. And,
The high impact grant application window will be August 3 through 31. Scoring will be done first half of September. The board meeting and announcement on the 23rd, and announcements after that. So.
it's pushing me out to October.
and that has to be done within a certain time frame. Then,
Mm-hmm.
to get that grant, it has to be done in a certain time frame. Then,
We could hold off on grass and the rest of it, and then
I
maybe
don't know how that works.
apply for the grant for, dressing up the rest of the courthouse inside. Cause we're gonna have some dirt when we move the monument, there's that pile of dirt there.
We've also had the request to have the sidewalk from the north side to the monument too.
They got some sidewalk to replace, you're talking about?
No, rather than just access from the south,
Oh,
access from the north.
yeah, that could be part of the grant, yeah.
How much is this grant?
Isn't 100,000, but 50,000 has to be matched.
Okay.
What do you guys wishes?
I think I'd agree rock would probably be the way to go. I'd probably just soon wait and see if the grant application would be considered or submitted and approach it that way.
So you want me to have the contractor to finish backfilling the third, or? I mean, grade depends on if we're putting the rock in.
Yeah.
And I don't want that storm full of mud and everything else, so. It's not like we could even wait to put the we gotta get something established in there. We don't wanna create save time and spend $10 to fix the storm, when it fills up full of mud or something, get a gully washer or something.
Somebody wanna make a motion?
I mean, if right now we're at 771 over budget, we talked about putting 800,000 in it. So it leaves you close to 30. It recovers some of that in there.
Table it, somebody wanna make a motion, what do you wanna do?
I'll see if it flies, I'll say put in rock.
I have a motion from Mr. Schulte for the rock between the two buildings.
And then John had mentioned not to exceed a certain dollar amount.
Not
or
to
you
exceed
read-
$6,000.
Correct.
Have some support from Mr. Lauren. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, I know what to do. Is
Okay, thank you, sir.
that it?
Yep, that's it for me.
Okay, anybody got anything else for John? All right, thank you, John.
If you wanna come through after me, give me a yell.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you are, John,
Pardon?
you are gonna get a hold of Thole, have him look at those doors too.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna look at it ourselves first, see what we got in there.
Okay,
We can get it repaired with Ed and I and Ed, we'll get it done.
okay,
That way we don't run into extra money. Thanks.
yep.
I'll get up. Consider approval of non-profit contract for the Family Crisis Center.
And that's $3,750, and that's what the board approved at budget time.
I have a motion for the family, reading the motion.
Is it one motion for all of them or all separate?
I think they need to be separate,
Yeah,
Dave
separate.
likes it in the audit that way.
Motion for approval of the Family Crisis Center contract.
A motion from Mr. Van Hook for the Family Crisis Center. Do I have support? Support from Mr. Schulte. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. The Center Against Abuse and Sexual Assault, what did we do there, Michelle?
And that is $5,000.
You're gonna make a motion? Motion from Mr. Warren is, Center Against Abuse and Sexual Assault.
Support.
Support from Mr. Randy Hook. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Nonprofit contract with rides.
And
What did
that's
we decide there?
2,000.
Make that motion. You want to support it?
Motion from Mr. Schulte, support from Mr. DeBoer, any more discussion? All those in favor of the contract with rides, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Contract with Upper Des Moines Opportunity Incorporated.
It's $2,000. It's on the back, I flipped it, I'm trying to save money
Oh,
here.
okay. I had it on this.
Trying to,
Okay.
I'm wasting paper all the time.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
And Upper Des Moines, those things used to be a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, used to pay them $5,000, but the last 3 years or 5 years, they've never turned in their contracts, so. I can't pay them, the first year that we had this nonprofit, I sent it twice and emailed, never returned. And then after that, I just did once a year, cause I'm not babysitting.
So they never did fill out all that?
Nope, they never returned them. Until last year was the first year.
Oh,
And now,
After that budget was for it.
yeah, we didn't budget for it, so this year we budget $2,000, that's what we have in the budget for them.
But they've gotta send that in again, don't they?
Next year they will, next fiscal year. This is for this fiscal year for 26-27. Every year they need to fill this out. Because technically, the county can't pay that until we have a contract with them. So. The board didn't decide to go back, what we already had allocated for them, just to move forward, so. That was the $2,000.
everybody wanna make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
A motion from Mr. Schulte to approve the contract with Upper Des Moines Opportunity. Support from Mr. Lawrence. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consider approval of Thomas Pitt farm pit lease. I am gonna excuse myself from any comments or. This Thomas
Were
Pitt.
there other bids or is this the only bid?
Get that?
Mr. Vice Chair, and Jason, we only received one bid this year for the Thomas Pit lease. It was, from the farmer who is currently farming it, Kimmel Homers. He's been farming for the last several years, he was the only one that turned in a bid. This bid was, in line with what we expect and what we see, I guess, what we know to be kind of a normal lease amount in the area. It's higher than the previous lease amount that he was farming under rate.
How many acres is it?
38, I wanna say, 38.15 or something, it's in the first 31.8.
Oh, 31.85.
31.85 acres. It used to be about 34-ish acres, we stripped off another 3 acres whenever we did the mining this last go around with, the last cycle, not the current cycle. So, under the last lease, we had to do an amendment midway through the lease, these are 3-year leases. And so this one now represents the current available acreage for farming.
So just abstaining, or did you want me to run this, Jerry?
Well, I think,
We need a
Or,
motion.
yeah, I'm
Motion.
I think Jeff.
vice chair, sorry.
Sorry. Need a motion to approve the Thomas Pitt farm lease?
Make that motion.
Motion for Shelby, second.
Support.
Support from Jason. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'll abstain. Alright, let me take this back over.
I have to get a few people for the handbook discussion in a minute.
Discuss, consider approval of employee handbook and policy manual.
So Chantry and I were looking this over a little bit here, and we just need more clarification, I think, on the mail receipts. Is it a per diem that the board's doing, or are we doing the $50 or the $40 with receipts? You know, we had voted earlier that the board is gonna do $40 a day for meal expense, and that would be, we would, with receipts. But a per diem is you just get a flat rate of $40 a day. I don't know what the board wants to do.
40 hours a day as far as I'm concerned.
With no receipts then? They just get a flat $40 a day,
I'd say.
That's what
okay? With no receipts then, okay? And then we have to make sure we have it in the policy then, if that's the case, and they can't use the county credit card for their meals. You know, when they go
Right.
to meetings and stuff, they can't use the county credit card. Okay, so per diem then, no receipts.
How come the mention of the county credit card is in here twice? Why was-
Well, yeah, yeah, we don't know that. That was another thing that. Are you guys, any questions with that?
The committee and Chantry has
Yeah, that's,
identified a few typographical errors and
yeah,
things that, why isn't Jack willing to update those things? I don't think this should just be
I don't know,
legal if he's providing this service for us.
a little frustrated there, a little bit.
I see a line under,
It's 212 and 313.
and on the per diem section, it talks about, do we want to set a maximum for lodging? Or is that a request or a suggestion, or?
That hasn't been talked about lodging. I mean, it's hard to say, you know.
Typically we try to get the government rate.
Right.
It's usually a reasonable rate, but I mean,
And to stay at the host hotel.
yeah,
Yeah.
you wanna stay at the hotel where the conference actually is.
Yeah, I'm not into driving around downtown for nothing, you know, conversations, it's just too, you know what I mean? I
Well,
need to come back,
The 20 or 30 or 40 bucks you'd save in parking.
yeah,
Right,
that's
yeah,
true.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't know why there's a duplication in there.
with Jack about that?
we can ask him about that again.
And the inclement weather policy language is not acceptable, that's just. putting
Right.
Board minutes language in there, it's not really
Right.
setting a policy.
No,
The way that's worded, I'd go back to the way it used to be, because I think we've only created more confusion in trying to address it than what we've accomplished.
could go back to the old verbiage then.
I think I got one pulled up here open. We need better language if we're wanting it changed. If we don't have wording that we're giving him, then I think it's time to go back to the old one and, or we need to figure it out more clearly.
You wanna call Jack and tell him about those? two
Yeah,
items?
he said he would be available, so I could give him a call right now
Sure,
and.
Yep.
Who? She's not. She had a doctor's appointment today, unless she's back from it already, but.
This Jack?
Hey Jack, this is Rochelle calling from Osceola County. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks.
Yeah, we are working on the handbook right now, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go see if Dawn is back. I think she is, but-
There was, Jack, there was some confusion on what we get paid, what they get paid for, meals.
Yes. Well, two different ways of taking care of that. One of them is that, you know, you can pay them for like an amount for, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And that's one of the ways that some of the counties still do it. Or that you can pay them a flat amount for meals, and then they can go eat wherever they want, whatever they want to spend. The value of that one is that they don't have to turn in receipts, and you don't have to deal with receipts in the auditor's office and anything else. You just pay them a flat amount of money.
Okay, that's kind of the way we decided, I think. Am I right, guys?
I don't favor that approach, but
Oh.
that was the consensus, it seemed.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with a flat fee,
Okay, and what's the flat fee amount?
$40.
Okay, all right, then I can write that up. Yeah, I mean, it's a preference thing, but, I'm guessing that probably, 70% of the counties that I have, that's the way they do it, cause they eliminate that bookkeeping issue.
Okay, doke. And then there was a question about our, what was it again, Jason? No, shutting down the inclement weather, yes. that's
Inclement
what I
weather
meant.
language is not what should be in a handbook.
Okay.
This looks to be minutes just copied and pasted into the policy, and I think the policy language should be influenced by our prior action, but clarifying to the employee. On page 12, section 4.2.
And you would like to see it go back to the way it was, Jason, is that?
I don't think we've offered clarity in the approach we're trying to take, which I still would favor. But if we're not gonna have clear language and a clear understanding of how it's gonna work, and if the public's still gonna be showing up when the courthouse is closed, I don't think we're accomplishing what we hope to accomplish. So, yeah, then I think going back to our old language and abandoning what we were trying to accomplish makes more sense, but unless we clarify and are able to accomplish what we were going after.
Well, what were we going after?
My understanding was the courthouse would be closed to the public, but employees that are expected to work still, or would need to take vacation time, or if they couldn't make it and wanted to be paid.
What do you guys wanna do?
If I may interject here for a moment?
Yep.
On the legality of it, my concern is that if somebody needs to come in, they don't have a vacation day to take, they don't have any sick day, whatever. If they come in, they get in an accident because it's, the plows have been pulled off the road, which is when you close the courthouse, right? Plows have been pulled off the road, somebody gets in an accident because they don't have vacation day or don't wanna take a vacation day, well, the county gets sued. That's my concern.
But if they come in and they still wanna work, then it's on them.
Yeah, that'd be my concern. The flip side's also possible. Rochelle's
If
3
the
blocks away, so if
courthouse
she
is-
wants to come in when the courthouse
If
is
the
closed.
courthouse is closed all day, nobody needs to come in at all. I mean, and that's on them, if they choose to come in and they don't have to take a vacation day or anything like that. If we open late, people know whether or not they can make it at 10 o'clock when the plows are back on the road. If we close early, nobody has to leave at 2 or 3 when it closes if they don't feel safe going on the road. That is their choice. But we're not forcing people to work or take vacation time. My concern is if you force people to be here or take vacation time, they're gonna get in an accident trying to get here and avoid having to take vacation time. That's just the nature of the beast. Nobody wants to take vacation time for, something like that. If they have kid stuff and actual, vacations they wanna go on. I don't wanna see the county get sued for forcing people to come in when the plows are pulled off the road. I mean, I don't think we should be doing closing everything the schools do.
I don't think we're forcing anybody to come in.
If they have to take a vacation day, I think that's how it's seen.
If they want a full check.
Yeah, if they want a full check, and most people want a full check.
It needs to be clarified, cause if we're here working, I think we need to be open to the public, because us closed and people are coming in and,
I agree with
that was a cluster, and I don't wanna do that again. I mean, that defeated the whole purpose. I mean,
That's true, you're right.
When it's closed, nobody comes in.
cause it just made us look bad, I think, to the public.
But if it, I agree with you, but if we're closed, then they gotta take a vacation day if they don't have 2 also.
Yeah.
I agree with you, if we're open, we're open, if we're not, we're not, but that theory of having to take a vacation day, if we're closed, they either gotta take a vacation day or otherwise, don't they?
That's not the way it works anywhere else. I mean, like in Sioux County, if the courthouse is closed, people get paid. If it opens early or opens late, they get paid for the full day. If it closes early, they get paid for the full day.
We're not Sioux County,
We're not Sioux County, but if you,
don't bring it up.
I'm pretty sure the rest of the counties are the same way. And I still say liability is a huge issue with that.
I'm just trying to think over the last 3 years, how many times have we closed?
Not very often, I don't think.
Twice.
What?
I mean, like full closure for the entire day?
Yeah. I don't think it's been over a couple of times, has it?
I don't think we've had a full day closure, I think we've had late start and early dismissal.
Yeah,
And that maybe is a handful of times over 3 years.
yeah. That's why I don't think it's that big a deal. If we're closed and,
I think it's more often a late start.
yeah.
Because usually, you know, the storm, you know, the trucks are already out during the day. So it's usually, the trucks can't keep up in the morning or can't get ahead of the storm in the morning, it's usually a late start issue.
Or if something hits like around noon, like it did one day this winter, and we closed at 3.
There wasn't, you're right, there wasn't.
And if people don't feel safe driving home after that, they can stay
I think
here.
that was a blizzard, wasn't it?
It was a ground
It
blizzard,
was a
yeah.
blizzard, whiteout conditions were forecasted, so we closed it.
Yeah. But I do agree, we're talking about probably once every 5 years. It doesn't happen often. I don't know that Sioux County ever had one full day of closures.
So I was thinking when I was chair, I only remember once where we closed the courthouse.
Full day or just late
No,
start?
it was closed early.
What do you guys wanna do? How do you want it to read?
If we close it, I'd say we pay them.
So if, county employees, the road guys, well, they're still out.
Comes time and a half, courthouse is
I pay
closed.
this time and a half if the courthouse closes.
The sheriff was the same way.
I'd have to look at the contract, that's probably covered by, or they're required to be out regardless of weather.
You guys' wishes,
I'd make that a motion,
what's your motion?
that if we close the courthouse, that we still pay the employees.
I have a motion from Mr. Schulte.
Oh, okay, so
I-
I have another question. I just want to be clear because it's my responsibility in the chair. And I talked to Mike and, is it if there's no travel advised, if there's a blizzard warning, what is our definition here?
No travel advised.
The previous language says when extreme weather circumstances arise, the Board of Supervisors or designee will determine if it is necessary to suspend county operations and or close the courthouse and other county facilities. All employees affected by the decision of the board will be notified by their supervisor. Previously scheduled vacation time will not be compensated as inclement weather workday. If the proper management authority determines a county facility shall be closed because of inclement weather conditions, the employee will not have to make up the time not worked and will be paid at regular rate.
You guys
Now, what
make
we've
the
been trying
decision.
to accomplish, we haven't had wording or we haven't found the right way. I think it'd be wiser to go back to that language than,
I like that.
or have clear approach, contrary to what our attorney is telling us.
But I like the way it
To
was.
try to,
With inclement weather,
What's the decision of?
That's what she's asking, what determines the inclement weather, is it with a plows are pulled
that's-
off the road, or there's also.
Travel advised, what?
I'd say that's a decision you guys can make, but if the plows are pulled off the road, no travel's advised. I think it's the same thing. Once they pull them off, they're like, don't travel.
to me, that would, I don't know if that needs to be in the wording.
I don't think it does
That
either,
falls
because
under
that's
will
something that
determine. Those are factors that would influence that.
That's something you guys determine.
And that's the old language then? I just, it's always a hassle, or not a hassle, but it's always,
question.
yeah,
especially when I'm sharing.
It's Terry, those are my least favorite days. There are a lot of least favorite days.
Who does the superintendent at school confer with?
They call Mike as well.
They call Mike, yeah. So Mike probably has.
And there's been
And he
times,
has
School
been.
starts.
He
late.
has been, so you got.
They consider.
Yeah, I usually contact him first and then
Get
I'll
home early.
see that they're.
everybody
Still counts as a day.
5 o'clock.
Yeah,
If you come in
texting
late,
him or-
get a full day. If you go home early, you get a full day.
Go by
the hours now?
You have to pay by the day.
Yeah.
Is that your motion, or what's your motion?
That's what I'm trying to figure out what it was now.
I mean, that language is a little bit clearer than what's in the handbook right now.
I will not go with what it says in the handbook now.
No, I like the way it was before.
Jason read.
Yeah.
We need a motion, or do we just direct?
Well, my-
We've taken action to change it before, we probably should take action to revert back.
I'd say we go back to the way it was.
Is that your motion?
Yep.
I have a motion from Schulte to go back to the way it was, is that?
Is that clear enough, as much, or?
Not really, huh, Rochelle?
And the wording be the motion would be to rescind prior inclement weather changes and use prior policy language.
Isn't that what I said?
That's what you said, I'll second that.
Okay, to rescind prior,
Inclement weather changes.
okay.
I have a motion from Schulte. You wanna read that? Want to read that again? or not? Well, I'm just,
Yep,
so everybody's clear.
Yep, I agree. To rescind previous, inclement weather changes to revert back to previous handbook language. Does that make sense? Is that close to what you were thinking?
It's exactly what I said, wasn't it?
My mind's not writing as fast as I can write.
I have that motion from Mr. Schulte and I have support from Mr. Vanderhook. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Any other?
Yep, how about paid maternity and paternity leave? That was never really addressed the last time, or you guys not a motion on it, or? How did you wanna deal with that?
I thought we decided on paternity not to pay.
Just maternity and not paternity, or?
Thought that's what we decided, but. I don't even see paternity.
It's not included
It's
because we
forgotten.
didn't,
Yeah,
we didn't direct them to include it at last meeting. We said we were gonna discuss it further, I thought.
That's what was my, I thought as well. Cause we had it that individuals shall be granted 4 weeks of paid maternity leave for children in adoption. In addition to the 4 weeks paid paternity, the employee shall be allowed up to 8 more weeks to leave, but must utilize any available sick and vacation time accrued prior to any unpaid time off. And then you mentioned FMLA here. And then paternity, we had individuals should be granted 2 weeks of paid time off for birth or adoption of their child. Paternity leave time off can be used intermittently as needed up to 6 months following the birth or adoption. I don't think any of that's in the handbook, I didn't know what the board wanted to do on that,
I thought we decided not to do that.
not to do that.
That's why it didn't get put in there, right?
There was really no discussion on it, I don't think. We kinda just did, but yeah.
I remember that we decided not to do it, but.
Well, I don't think we decided what we were gonna do. Whether to pay them or not pay them.
I thought we decided on the sick leave. Yeah, but not the maternity. But. Split. I think the handbook committee put in a lot of good work. It doesn't seem to be a self-serving approach. I think it makes employment here more desirable, or to answer a concern for some considering employment here, so I'd be in favor of including it as recommended.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion that the recommendations on maternity and paternity leave be included in the handbook.
Do I have support?
Support.
Support from Mr. Waring. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carried. Is that it?
No,
No,
we had something come up last week, and there's no, I had no directions, so, what is define a work week? Is it Sunday through Saturday, or is it Monday through Sunday? And we also need to decide if somebody had, if they worked, a normal week and they had 2 days of sick leave and then they worked 4 extra hours, is sick leave considered paid sick leave, is counted as hours worked in order for them to get overtime or comp time
On a different day.
on a different day? Yeah. That was something that came up last week, and we talked to Jack about it, and normally that's how we done it, but nothing's, we did count that they did get their time and a half for comp, but it's not in the handbook, so it'd be nice for clarification for my office that does payroll and all the department heads to know how to handle it going forward. Does that make sense? It doesn't pertain to a lot of us up here, because we don't get comp time.
It pertains to my department a lot, and
Yeah.
sheriff's departments.
Yeah, and conservation.
The issue we have is that the strict bare minimum of the law, federal law on overtime is hours worked in excess of 40 per week. That sounds great until you ask someone to work a holiday or work a weekend and a holiday falls in that same week, or they've been sick in the week. You're asking someone to come in and work an 8-hour or 10-hour shift plowing snow on the weekend, and then you tell them you're not getting overtime because there was a holiday earlier in the week. It's kind of hard to get people to come in and want to work that Saturday snowflake. So what I've always done is if you work overtime during a day, your overtime is protected for that day, regardless of what happens the rest of the week. That's how I've done it. Now, if I call you in early, I'm not gonna play games and dismiss you early. You're gonna get your overtime. If I call you in 2 hours early to plow snow, we're plowing a 10-hour day of snow. That's just how it is. Now, if you say, but I have something to do later in the day and the roads are done, or I got a doctor's appointment and I need to leave, that's on you. You're not gonna get your overtime because you didn't work over 8 hours that day. So, and my guys appreciate that. They know that when they put in those extra hours, they're gonna get their time and a half.
I don't see a problem with that.
then we could start getting back for, well, then we'll just limit the number of vacation days to limit the impact of that. I guess to me, you're being paid and being off to enjoy the holiday. I don't know that I think holiday or sick time should accrue those hours. I agree more with the working hours that you mentioned.
The federal definition.
What's your opinion on that? We just have an issue, and I just wanna make sure we're doing it correctly.
I'd say we go with what the federal standard is, and if that's what you're doing,
No, I'm going above and beyond.
you're going above and beyond.
Sick time for sure. I'd be open discussion on holidays, but
If they they're getting paid for a holiday, I think they should get paid for the holiday, and if they work over that amount of time, then they should get the overtime. The sick time, I'm not sure about.
We just had that someone had worked 3 days, took 2 days of sick leave and had 6 hours of comp time because they worked a Sunday. So we just need to know, is sick leave considered time worked, so that. We counted it as time worked,
So the person works 6 days, or well,
3 days, and then 2 days of sick leave, and then,
had to work a weekend day.
yeah.
Did they provide proof that they were sick, like a doctor's note or something?
That's not required, well, this is not my department,
Okay,
that this happened, but that's not required unless, requested because of, in excess of 3 days, I believe is how normally those work.
but if they're looking to get comp time, I think it should be required. How do we know they were actually sick if we don't
Well,
know?
in this, I can't say a whole lot about this situation in open session, but I'll talk to you later about it.
Okay,
It's a different situation, or a little bit different situation. Right.
You said you talked to Jack about it?
Right, Jack? Yes, we did, and he says if we've always done it that way, and that department has, then that's how we treated it, but is that, I mean, going forward, is that correct? I
How many
mean,
departments is it gonna affect?
it's a couple probably,
2,
3,
Me, probably conservation,
And
sheriff's
sheriff's
department
office.
is what I have the expectation.
yeah, the sheriff's is
I don't think
union.
Sheriff is union, so it won't
So their
affect them.
contract will govern how that works, and it's probably just being conservation, I can't imagine too many other people working a lot of overtime on weekends and stuff like that.
My office is just election time, and
During
then they get,
elections, it could affect your office.
yeah, but, you know,
potentially Reggie.
potentially Reggie, yeah.
It's not gonna affect very many people. I mean, how many people are in the conservation department?
I do not know.
3,
And how many people
I
are?
have 16 people who are hourly, who operators. Doesn't affect my office staff.
The one thing I don't like to see is you offer these things and then you try to pull them back. That's what I don't like to see.
well, and Jack's, didn't you say, Jack, has always been done, practice that way, to move forward that way? When we talked the other day?
Yeah, well, what I said is in the instant case that you have there with the situation is that if that the practice has been to pay overtime or to give comp time in that situation is you should continue to do that until such time as you change the policy. Now, I don't know, do you know it seems like that this is pretty normal for different departments to handle overtime differently, unless that you have a very strict policy in the handbook, then that's fairly normal that not all departments handle overtime the same. Some of them count as sick leave as time work, some don't. I don't know what all your departments do, but I'm just saying that if you're gonna create a policy, then is the policy gonna change the way that different departments are doing overtime right now? Don't know the answer to that question. Going back to the Fair Labor Standards Act, which is the federal law that covers overtime purposes, is that all it says is that under their regulations is that sick leave's not counted as time worked. Now, doesn't say that you can't count it. It's just saying under their policies, it doesn't get counted. It's the same as if that when they say that overtime is paid after 40 hours, it doesn't mean that you can't pay it after 35 hours. They're just telling you what the policy is for them, and you get to make an exception to that if you want, because there are some counties in some departments that pay overtime after 8 hours as an example. So hope I didn't confuse you, but I'm just saying that there's different departments apparently handling sick leave and overtime differently.
So essentially, that's what I do, is I'm paying overtime after the shift, the normal shift time. So 10 hours in the summer, 8 hours in the other times. And I'm not holding against them if they have sick leave elsewhere in the week.
What if you changed it to, overtime after 40 hours? Instead of 8 hours a day?
That would be the
Then your
federal,
holiday
that would be your
and
federal
sick leave.
definition. That would be the federal minimum.
Okay.
So, you know, the 40 hours worked in a week, that's the federal minimum, at which point you run crosswise with federal law. That's the starting point. Can't go below that.
Is that a question for me?
No, that's a statement.
Oh, okay, no, that is the federal law. The federal law minimum is that you have to pay overtime after 40 hours.
40 hours work.
If the employer wants to make exceptions to that, they can make exceptions to that. It's just that the only time you would be in violation of law is if you didn't pay employees that work more than 40 hours overtime.
Okay, so under your approach, looking at it per day, if you have a holiday or a sick day, but then they get called in on Saturday, that wouldn't be overtime if they've had those 2 days. Because it's not beyond
It would be
the
overtime.
8-hour day, or it's my 10-hour day.
It would be overtime. They were off for the holiday and got called in on another day to work, that would be time and a half. That's how I would apply that.
But you just said it was only when it's beyond the standard workday.
Well, if you're
8
called in
hours
on
or
Saturday,
10 hours.
that's not your workday. The entire Saturday would be time and a half.
And if they're taking a sick day, they're losing 8 hours of sick time. So I,
But you wouldn't have put in your 40 hours then. Saturday would be overtime regardless of
You would have had
40 hours.
You would have had 8 hours of holiday pay and say it's during the winter time when they're working 8-hour days. You'd have 8 hours of your holiday, say, President's Day or something. And you worked the entire week, you'd have 8 hours of holiday pay, you'd have 32 hours of work pay. And if you're called in to plow snow on the Saturday, you'd get time and a half for plowing on Saturday.
But you're also considering sick days. If they
If
take
someone took a sick day during that week, it would count, yes.
But do we accrue benefits during sick days out?
You get,
Is your accrual?
you get 4 hours,
for
yes,
your-
yes. Even if you have surgery, correct, Jack? That they still accrue their 4 hours of
Paid status.
pay status.
If you're in a paid status, you accrue.
Yeah, you still accrue the 4 hours of sick time. This does, I mean, we just had this arise, and since we're doing the handbook, I don't want anybody to come back and saying that we're not doing that. My office, since we do payroll, I just wanna make clarification.
Dawn, do we need to add in what you said about a doctor's?
I don't think so. I mean, it's not a legal question. He's going above the minimum. So that's, as long as he's doing the federal minimum or above, that's fine.
I guess my question is, do they need a doctor's?
Not unless it's over 3 days.
That's elsewhere in our policies books about how that works. If you think someone's abusing the sick leave policy, the employer, I don't think you're limited to 3 days either. If you think an employee is abusing the sick leave policy, you're allowed to request doctor's confirmation.
good.
There's no legal consequences of what he's doing.
You know, I'm using plowing snow as the main example. My previous employer where I worked, they had a 4th of July celebration every 4th of July. And every parks employee had to work that, and every sheriff or police officer had to work that. And they all got straight time for being pulled away from their families to work the 4th of July event every year. So I mean, I believe if you're working outside your normal work schedule, that's time and a half.
I would agree with that, I mean, honestly, I would agree with that, it's just, I just like, like paid sick leave, is that considered hours
As long
worked?
as it's not the same day that you're trying to claim overtime. Like I
Yep.
said, if I'm making someone work a long day and they leave for sick leave time, then they just don't charge the sick leave and they don't get the overtime. Say it was, everybody had to work a 10-hour day, but someone had to leave for a doctor's appointment for 2 hours, that person got 8 hours of straight pay, no overtime that day. And that's their choice to leave on that day.
And that makes sense,
It's
that makes sense.
as fair as I can be about it.
That's nowhere, no shape, nor in the handbook at all.
Not that I could see,
It affects less than 20 people.
yeah, we're not talking a lot of people, I just want like I said, this came up last week, we're doing the handbook, just wanted
Unless
something in
someone
there.
like conservation decided to apply the same type of policy. I don't see too many other people working in the field.
No, it doesn't really apply to the courthouse.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like, I can bring it forward as a specific description in the MOU as well, which kind of governs how secondary roads employees are handled different from the handbook. Clarify it there if you prefer.
Does it have to be put in the handbook?
Maybe it isn't.
So you see, the MOU is a secondary document that kind of governs differences in how the road crews works.
And conservation kinda has their own policy too, don't they? He could include that in there as well. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just. So just leave it alone at this point, and just move forward, or? It probably just affects two departments, cause the sheriff's office is handled under the union contracts, it'd be yours and conservation.
Do we have to worry about someone using sick days regularly to get more time and get overtime?
Well, it says in the handbook that sick time cannot be used as vacation, only as sick leave, but.
I know, but how do
But
you
yeah, how do you? I don't, that's a good
It
question.
says an employee absent due to sickness or accident injury shall, if requested by department head, furnish the county physician's written statement that the employee is sick or injured and unable to work, so. It's not just the 3 days.
It's not just 3 days.
Departments have the discretion to
If we feel
request that.
there's someone's gaming the system, then we can ask for.
What do you guys wanna do? Leave it like it is? Have Jack add something? Leave it out of the handbook and do the,
For you,
you know. I would leave it like it is and monitor.
I think he's got it handled by its own.
I'm trying to remember, Jeff, did you work under that? Did I have that?
Yeah,
That's how I was applying it when you were there as well.
I think so, yeah.
do we need to define a work week, Sunday through or no, or?
How does it work?
That's just a
now?
payroll thing.
Yeah, I mean, one department does Monday through Sunday, but we get paid Sunday through a Saturday as our payroll, so.
I think the secondary roads is pay rate is different than the courthouse.
It is, yeah, it is. And maybe we're just making more out of it than what we need to.
It's getting sore.
So we'll just leave it as is and.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jason?
Not gonna make a motion to change it, but, I think there'd be a better way.
And how would that be, can I ask?
Hmm?
And how would that be, can I ask?
I don't know that I think holidays and sick time should be counted towards time hours, but.
Would we leave that up to Rochelle to monitor that? You don't want that responsibility either, do you?
No, not really.
think
And
the
secondary
approach that's
roads, they
been-
do their own payroll, so we don't, monitor any, it's just.
I've never seen anything where I'm getting overtime, and anyone's taking more than an hour or so because.
And I believe you.
Yeah,
And I
oh,
believe
yeah,
something.
yeah, we just,
I haven't seen anyone then take a day of sick leave on the same week they got overtime.
I believe you.
most employees, it's not an issue, we just had this certain circumstance that came up.
All right, we're gonna just leave it
I
like
don't
it
have
is.
a clear change in mind, I think the established practice is precedent, so.
Okay,
Okay,
so then Jack will make these changes and we'll review it one more time then before we do a final approval, or are you okay?
no more review.
No, would you guys mind? I'm not in favor of the per diem change. I don't wanna vote against the overall handbook because of that one issue. Would you guys mind making a motion on that change?
House, what do you
What do you
mean?
mean? We did, didn't we?
Did we,
For $40.
did we vote on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just thought that one was just.
We did go with
I'm
it.
sorry.
I don't have a motion on it, but you guys did the flat fee of $40 per diem and no receipts. I didn't have a motion made on it, but that's what.
If you want a motion, do we need a motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
For the flat $40.
$40.
No receipts.
No receipts.
No receipts and they can't use a credit card
Yep.
for anything.
Mr. Schulte, you made the motion, $40 flat fee with no receipts. Did you second it, Leroy?
Yep.
Second by Leroy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye,
Okay,
thank you. Jack, on,
No credit card.
Yeah,
under, per diem and meals, it also mentions the credit card in that section 2.12. But then we have a separate section 3.13 that has the exact same thing. Why does it need to be duplicated, or why shouldn't that be removed
I
in
think
212?
I think that's been taken care of in the final document, but I'll take a look again to be sure.
Yeah,
Not in the draft before
and
us,
then-
it's still there.
no, it's still there.
Okay, I'll take a look at that. One comment about the sick leave. We're not using the 3-day deal anymore. We took that out at least one handbook ago because what the language used to say is that after 3 days, you could question, whether or not they're bona fide sick leave. So guess what? You got employees that take 2 days here and 2 days there, 2 days there, and you can't question them. So that's the reason why we took that 3-day thing out of there. So now is that if that a department head feels like an employee is abusing sick leave, then they have the right to require verification from them at any time, just so you know.
okey doke. Anybody got anything else for Jack, or Jack, you got anything else for us?
Do we need to have a motion for the final approval of the handbook, or just the changes that were made and we're
I'd
good?
like to see the changes and then have final approval consideration later, but.
Can you tell me what you guys want?
The last thing, on 9.6, section 9.6, donating leave time. The first one said, point says that a personal representative may make application on behalf of an employee, which I can understand, but then point 3 says the employee requesting donated leave time shall sign a waiver prior, if they need a personal representative, how do they necessarily sign the waiver? Don't we need to get those two to match up or work together?
Well, if the employee that is requesting leave time to be donated and they are not in a good way, they can have somebody else fill out the form for them, but that the employee has to sign the form themselves. Nobody else can sign it for the employee. Because what you're doing is, in this donating leave time process, is you're crossing lines with HIPAA here. And in order to do the donating leave time and not cross the HIPAA line, then this is what's necessary. Matter of fact, this was put together by my company's attorney. But that's the reason why.
What happens if the other person has a medical power of attorney?
I don't, that's not gonna make any difference for this policy because this is a county policy.
And then the last point 9, it says paid leave accrued while the employee is absent from work will be used prior to donated leave. That's just what's being accrued while they're using sick time would be added to the end before you use donated time. Just trying to understand that had me confused.
Cause if they're an FMLA, they still get 4 hours of sick time, right, for pay period?
Yeah, if they're on FMLA, the employee's treated the same as if they're working. But under the donated leave time, are you talking about .9 on here?
Yeah.
Under this policy, employee would have to exhaust their accrued leave time before they have somebody else to donate accrued leave time.
This is as far as, I would have you sign instead of Jerry. Now, where is it?
Well, the other thing I'd point out is I think the handbook committee or Chantry had identified some grammatical errors that I don't know that they were addressed. I'd encourage those to be updated as well.
I think that most all of them, that's not just a preference thing, have been addressed. But if there is something that we missed, please let us know.
Okay, anything else? Anybody from the crowd? If not, I think we're finished, Jack.
Okay, well, just email me whatever, I mean, I know what you've done, but just email me the language or the note changes or like what the previous inclement weather language is that you want. We'll make all those adjustments and send you a new final draft. And then also, just for FYI purposes, we're more than likely will move the effective date back till September the 1st to allow that the procedure to go through and the scheduling to go through with the process in the month of August.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Jack.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Yep, see you, Jack. Okay. Handbook, quarterly reports.
Make copies of those.
They must have got a figure on putting the door in.
Oh, those, for those 3 new panels,
Oh, yeah, that's,
yeah. I'm just frustrated because it's never anybody's fault.
yep.
Maybe it isn't, I don't know.
You say put them in,
What?
don't put the doors in.
Well,
They
Steve,
haven't yet.
no, they have, Steve Thole put them in when we built the shed. And then Steve Hendricks just happened to be there, so he, or Reggie saw him somewhere and he just got an estimate what it would cost to put those 3 new panels in. But I mean, those are the doors that the contractors have been going in and out of, so. I'm not there, there's no cameras,
They worked
so
before.
I don't know. So I have not
Okay,
seen-
consider the approval of claims since everybody looked at those quarterlies.
There's a claim for Bosma Water Service, number 21.
Motion pay the bottom water service.
Have a motion from Mr. Warren to pay the
I'll second it.
Bosma Water, support from the board, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain.
I abstain.
We're doing the claims, right?
Who is, 12, 10 and 22, is that you, Jeff, for drainage? I bet that's you, that's you, Cheating River.
See, these are all familiar from last night.
I think
You think so?
22 is me.
22 is you, okay. And 10 is Jeff and 22 is Leah.
Between Leroy and Jeff.
Okay.
Just get for ads, no?
It's ridiculous.
That EMT ad, it's the most expensive bill in the whole
I
thing.
know. Which one are you?
Gotta pay for that.
22?
Pop that
I
point.
signed both on that.
Sibley's, is that 400 something? Gee, fraction. I don't think you can do that.
$518 for an EMT class notice.
Sibley's that,
It's always like that.
What's that?
Sibley's that.
Well, I have information behind it, that's what they're saying.
You just sign one sheet and then this, so yeah.
You want this one too, right?
Yes, please.
The flowers for the courthouse.
Those pots outside and bushes. or the bids.
Make a motion, to pay the claims.
Have a motion for Mr. Schulte to pay the balance of the claims.
Support.
Support for Mr. Vanderbilt. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Any other business, courthouse, committee reports, economic development? Future agenda items?
That generator, what do you, how, do you want to put that on the agenda for the next time? Do you want bids? What do you want there?
I'd like to see explored how it might be used for the courthouse or what that cost would be before we
Okay.
decide to
Okay, we can look at that.
get rid of it.
It has to be moved.
Moved out of there, right?
Not sure where it's.
Not sure.
But
They come down.
Well, I think it's in that little shed. Yeah, okay, I thought it was in that shed. Where you keeps the
Ask
lawnmower
Keith,
and
he
stuff.
probably knows.
I do not know where the generator is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in that shed.
It is in that shed.
Oh, okay, alright, I don't know, I should not say, if I don't know. I'll find out, how's that? I'll find out.
Did I miss something?
Somebody else have
Did I
anything?
miss something with that?
No, that was just in there with the door, those overhead doors at the
I've
garage.
had a few complaints about Kirk Brow addition lots. I talked to Nick this morning. It's getting taken care of this afternoon,
okay, I was wondering the same thing.
so. Somebody's gonna mow it. Was there more than one place to sign that?
Oh,
No.
Anybody have anything else? The High Point, Jason, you go to it?
Jeff was there and yeah, it was, well, it was well attended.
There was
Good
a
event.
wedding in Kansas City, so I wasn't able to go, so. Okay,
Mike's dedication even got mentioned by Mr. Earl.
what's that?
He said Mike said he was gonna be there, but he had knee surgery the day before, so he really didn't expect to see him.
About the time you guys were doing that, is when I was getting out of the hospital.
That was a little aggressive on your planning, maybe.
All right, then if there's nothing else, I would take that last motion.
Make a motion.
Motion for Mr. DeBoer to adjourn, support for Mr. Loring, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.